Alright, welcome one all to me kind of going through each track. Hold on, let me actually get this ready here. Yeah. Let me go. Here it is. Here are my favorite tracks of 2024. Well, not my favorites, my ranking up each of the number ones of Billboard's 2024. Here's the actual original list. There it is. Anyway, to begin, we have Yes and by Ariana Grande. To me, this is a pretty iffy track. As you can see, you're made my number four and my worst. I don't hate it though. I mean, only these two I really don't like. But yeah, Yes and to me is just kind of it's a pretty it is a little more exciting than the other Ariana Grande track. So maybe that one should have made it on. I don't know, but honestly, yeah. But yeah, actually, I'll edit it now. I don't think the other one. I don't think I honestly think We End is at least a little bit more interesting because I think it is kind of like a house track. Or actually, maybe that's the wrong term, but it sounds a little bit like it. I don't know, but it tries something new compared to We Can't Be Friends, which just doesn't try much at all in my opinion. And then there's Hiss by Megan Thee Stallion. This year was not off to a good start if they're both on my worst list. Hiss is another track that eh. I never got the appeal of female rappers who seem like their only goal is to objectify themselves. Like, if your entire goal as a woman is to do that, then honestly, you're really doing the whole thing wrong. Don't, I'm just saying, but whatever. One point, I know this isn't actually what Megan Thee Stallion did. It's about like some beef with I think Nicki Minaj, which I mean Megan Thee Stallion did firmly win because Nicki Minaj's attempt was Bigfoot, a track that was not even close to charting and was just so freaking stupid. But yeah, other than that, it's a 1.5 out of 5. It's not that good in my opinion. Next up, there's Texas Hold'em by Beyonce. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say this is like some sort of track where Beyonce's like trying to steal from country fans or original country artists or whatever. I don't really think of it that way. It's a pretty good track. I don't really care where it's from. At the end of the day, it's a good track, and I'm not a big country fan anyway, so I can't really say that I give much of a crap about her stealing from country or whatever the hell, which isn't even really true. I don't think she's like a poser. I think she just wanted to make a country album. To be fair, I think the actual reason is for other reasons, apparently due to like her feeling unwelcome or about something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah. And then there was Carnival by Yen Sign Dollar Sign. It's only Y dollar sign because I don't know. That's all I could really do. I don't have a yen sign on my freaking keyboard. But Carnival is I wouldn't say underrated because certainly for a while it was very overrated. But now that the kind of dust has settled and people kind of don't like it, I am here still defending this track. Well, actually, kind of the opposite because I originally didn't like it, and now I do like it. I don't know. It's kind of the reverse of what happened to everyone else. I don't know. I don't go outside all that much, so I didn't have to hear it all too much when I was outside. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But yeah, 3.5 out of 5. It's not out of 10. Stupid me. But yeah, overall, it is actually probably. Is it up here also out of 5 or out of 10? Yeah, of course it is. It's also number 2 on my best list, which is kind of insane. But what can you do? Well, actually, what can I do? I can just move it down for like I don't know, reasons of Kanye being kind of a psych ward patient this year, which I mean technically he was. But yeah, honestly, I don't really care. Carnival is kind of good. I know a lot of people call the beat overproduced, which it probably is, but I don't know. I don't really care. The only bad part is, of course, the lyrics. The lyrics are like honestly something you hear out of a much worse song. But yeah, overall, I still like it. I don't know. Yeah, again, don't take this too seriously. I'm not defending Kanye or whoever else he mentioned in that one verse, but yeah, it's pleasant or not pleasant. I don't know how to word it. You know what the fuck I mean. It's good, basically. Anyways, we have the next Ariana Grande track, number 4, the recently updated, we'll say, on my worst list. 2 out of 5. It's kind of just whatever to me. Even more so than Yes and that's about it. Lose Control by Teddy Swims. It was pretty mid. I actually saw Teddy Swims in concert because of because I think we got free tickets from a radio station, like some classic rock station. it was originally gonna have Foo Fighters. However, they ended up not going because of the whole Dave Grohl situation that happened, like I think around that time. So sadly, we instead got we got to see the very tail end of Nora Jones while we were setting up our chairs. We got to see Teddy Swims. Who's the other one? Oh yeah, the Antonov band, I guess you could call it. Bleachers, and then we also got to see the last two were Jack White, or no, Greta Van Fleet and Jack White in that order. Greta Van Fleet are not really a band I like. My dad said it because he's a big Led Zeppelin fan, basically saying that he wants to like them, but you can't recognize the lyrics if it's not Led Zeppelin, so, you know, sucks to be in that situation. But then you have Like That by Future Metro Boomin. Again, one of my favorite tracks. Maybe, actually, it actually ended up getting number 4 on my best list. And overall, it's pretty good, pretty good. Next up, we have Too Sweet by Hozier. This was nearly, oh no, it was on the worst list, number 5. It's just kind of boring to me. I don't know, that's about it. It is the one rock song, I'm pretty sure. I guess Lose Control could also count, but I count Too Sweet a lot more. Too Sweet is probably the rock track. It's kind of a rock track. I know it's more pop rock, but I don't care. That's what I count it as, anyways. But it's still definitely rock, quote unquote, I guess. It's a, and then we have Fortnite by Taylor Swift. I actually like this one. It ended up being number 5 on my best list, barely on the list, but hey, it's still pretty good to me. So I don't know, man. And then there's Not Like Us. Again, this was actually a pretty good time. Then it was a pretty big year for a lot of artists, but especially Kendrick. Kendrick blew it out of the park this year. He ended up having just an insane year. But of course, he eventually squabbled up, which I didn't like as much. I'll get to there when we get there. But certainly Not Like Us was probably Kendrick's biggest track. Honestly, maybe ever. I don't know if Humble was bigger, but I'd honestly say Not Like Us was bigger. In terms of mainstream success and, of course, other successes as well. It officially dethroned Drake as the number 1 rapper. I guess you could say Kendrick's in that place now. Unless Drake somehow recovers, which, I mean, come on. At this point, there's no way he's recovering, at least in the eyes of many. Yeah, maybe if you're, like, at a party, he could potentially still he could still snivel his way onto the soundtrack of that party. And, I don't think people would be complaining too much, because at the end of the day, in that setting, who really cares? But it's certainly, at least outside of that, no one's going to care about Drake's music. They're not going to be streaming it on their own volition anymore. At least I don't think, except for the Drake diehards, the Meat Riders, whatever. They're probably gonna keep streaming his music, but again, you can only ask for so much nowadays. And then there's "I Had Some Help" by Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen. Honestly, this isn't that bad. It's like a 2.5, maybe even a 3. I don't know why I gave it a 2. Yeah, it's kind of generic, but it is one of the better Morgan Wallen tracks if you want to count it that way. I don't know. It's fine, I guess. Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter. Yeah, someone kept playing this at school, like during lunch, and yeah, that kind of got me to really not like it. It's still I mean, I still don't like the part where I think Sabrina Carpenter, like, she kind of stops it, like the sentence earlier. She said, "Just don't," and then it just stops. I'm not gonna play an example. You'll have to, if you know this song, you'll have to remember it. But yeah, it's just really stupid. Then there's a bar song, "Tipsy" by Shabuzi. Yeah, I actually like this one. Again, as I said, I don't go outside that much, or at least I don't go to parties, or I don't know where the hell would this song even be played. But yeah, overall, it's a fine enough track. That's about it. "Love Somebody" by Morgan Wallen. It's much worse than "I Had Some Help," and it is actually my worst track of the year. Although honestly, it's just because I nothing the track. I don't hate it. I just nothing the track. It's just whatever. And then there's "Squabble Up" by Kendrick Lamar, ending it off before, of course, "All I Want for Christmas." Yeah, that one. Yeah, I'm not counting it. I'm not counting. Was there another Christmas song? No, there wasn't. Yeah, because I know last year there was "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree," which I don't count. I wouldn't count that one either. So there you go. But "Squabble Up" is the last track, and yeah, as I said, it's not my favorite, but it's at least better than a lot of this year. So yeah, and also I have, and yeah, it's pretty good overall. Anyways, I guess I'll just do my Billboard year averages. This one got a 38.5, or I think it was a 2.6 overall, like, per track, or a 2.6 per track. So, like, the average rating for each track would have been a 2.6, which isn't that good. But I imagine previous years would be a lot worse. The thing with the Billboard is I tend to not have a lot of tracks I love. That's just I don't really do much outside of just go in my room, play out of our baseball, play whatever else, play music, and then go to sleep eventually. That tends to be how it is. I don't even have homework. School doesn't give it to me. I go to some other school, not a public one. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna be about it. But don't really have a lot else to say. Just wanted to get out a music video. Not that type of music video. You know what I mean. Anyways, yeah, hope you all enjoyed and goodbye.